Hello everybody, my name's Matt. I haven't done a video on here for some time. I'm also banned for a lengthy, I have been banned for a lengthy amount of time on Facebook, so unfortunately I can't post anything on there. What I ask you to do right now is to share this video, or at least share it at the end of this video. This is the most important video I've ever done. It's alarming. It's something that, although many of us have been shouting about, warning people about for a good 18 months now, has finally happened. And it's, even though you know it's coming, when it does happen, you can't stop it from sending shivers down your spine. I can't go into the intricate details of what this is about, of who this is, the child, etc., in the area. However, I can give you an outline of what's happened, and this is a warning to any parent, whether they are married, if you're a parent and you're married, or whether you're a single parent. They are coming for your children. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This isn't fear mongering. This is fact. So let me start from the beginning so you get a general idea of what's going on. I was contacted by a gentleman yesterday to help somebody that he knew. On Wednesday evening, a mob-handed police thugs arrived at this guy's house where him and his 11-year-old daughter is living. They took the child away and put her under the care of social services. I have read the notes, I have listened to the conversations. The main reason that they are putting this child into care is because of the father's view on COVID-19 and vaccines. I have heard it from the horse's mouth. I've heard it from social services. I've also been privy to be witness to the hearing, the interim hearing that that went ahead yesterday. There are other things as well, and I'm going to be fully transparent about that. What's happened is this father took his child out of school, out of the school system, some 18 months ago, basically at the beginning of all that, when COVID-19 started. This guy is awake. He has his views, and those views should be respected regardless of what your views are. Whether you believe in COVID-19, whether you believe in having the vaccine, whether you believe all that's going on and the narrative, etc. All of that has got to be put aside right now. This guy took his daughter out of the school system. She is 11 years of age. Sweet kid. He deregistered her properly. Since then, social services have been on his back for some time. Now, rather than dancing with the devil, he completely denied access to social services, having access to his child, to find out what he was doing, what education she was receiving, her well-being, her welfare, etc. I, for one, understand why. In hindsight, that maybe wasn't the right thing to do. Because, this is kind of what happens. However, it all went very quiet for some time. Over the past month, social services have been ramping up their, how can I put this, demands to see the child. An 11-year-old girl that's lived with her father solely, and he has sole custodial over her, sole parental rights. sole guardianship for approximately 9 years now. They attended the property on Wednesday for the final time, and because they received no answer, later on that evening, a mob of police arrived and threatened to smash the door down to gain access to the child. At the time, this gentleman was actually changing his dressings. This gentleman has leg ulcers and he has open wounds. So he's fully aware of what he needs to do. You know, he's coped with it for some time now. He is on disability, but this has no bearing on his care for his child. The police entered the property, frightened the little girl, as you can imagine. They frightened the father because of obviously the reaction to the daughter, you know, for the reaction from his daughter. So he got aggressive with them. He was shouting at them, that kind of thing. No one was touched. No one was manhandled. Just perfectly normal reaction, in my opinion. If I had a load of people dressed up in police, well, it doesn't matter who it is, actually, to be quite honest. If you've got a load of people trying to enter your property and threatening to smash your doors down, you're not going to put, offer to put the kettle on and have a quiet chat, are you? However, they took the child. They took the child, and she is currently in a temporary foster care. And the main reason that they are keeping the child, again, I have heard it from the horse's mouth on 2 separate occasions. I've gone through the notes. I've gone through everything. And as I've heard it for myself with my own ears. The main reason is because they believe that this gentleman has mental health issues, and his views and beliefs are having an impact on his daughter. Not just myself, but many others have been warning people about this for some time. They will play the mental health card. You will be classed as an extremist. You will be classed as a danger to society and those around you. And guess what? It's happened. A child has been taken and is currently and still under the care of social services and is in temporary foster care accommodation. If you believe this to be right, if you believe this to be fair, you have a problem. I could believe in Father Christmas. Father Christmas does not exist. I could believe in Father Christmas, and billions of people around the world have lied to their children. Has anybody come knocking at our doors for lying to our children? I've been one of them. This man, this father, and a good father, is being attacked because of his views on COVID-19, the pandemic, and the vaccines. He does not want the vaccines, and he will refuse his daughter to get the vaccines too. He is vocal on this, but guess what? They've come for him, and they've come for his daughter, 11-year-old girl, who is currently somewhere where no one knows where she is. i.e. the father. Only the social services know, and obviously the people that are currently hoping that they're taking care of her. Everybody knows my views on social services. I'm not a fan. I've had dealings with them in the past, and I've had to fight them tooth and nail to ensure that my daughter stays with me in the care of myself. I have the same views as this father. My views will not change. I've done my research. But the other thing is, these beliefs are based on facts. The vaccine is an experimental drug. It's in its experimental stage until 2023. That is not a belief. It is a fact. His belief, which is claimed, and views, which is claimed, that these vaccines are unsafe. And one of the adverse effects is death. That is not a belief. That is not a view. That is a fact. SARS-CoV-2 has not been isolated. That is not a fact. That is not a view. That is not a belief. That is a fact. But they're claiming it's his beliefs and he has a mental health issue. Just sit and think about that now. Anybody that claims that I talk bollocks, others talk bollocks, when we have been saying they are coming for your children, it's now happened. It's done. This is now historic. I, along with with other people, good people, doers, not people that stand on stages in central London, infiltrating and controlling crowds, talking a load of shit. These people, we have come together and we are working with this father and we are acting fast on what we need to do. We're getting a team built. We're getting the evidence together. We are literally producing and putting together everything that's possibly needed to get this child back into the care of her father. This child, again, I'm not going to go into details. It wouldn't be right. This child has already been through enough. And listening to what I had to listen to upset me and it alarmed me. And God knows only what they've been through. I can't even begin to understand. As a father and daughter. I have my own daughter. Our bond is unconditional. It cannot be broken. It seems like this father and daughter have the same bond. But this is what they do. They put on the mental card, okay? The mental health card. The extremist card. And that is currently why they are holding this child in temporary foster care. Today, I have rung various law firms, family law firms. We're seeking out a junior barrister or a very, very clued up lawyer that can deal with this fast and quick. I can only do so much, and I'm very happy to represent this father in further court hearings. I have no problem with that. But what we're trying to do right now is to set in place an order that gets this child back as soon as possible, as a matter of urgency, in fact. Right now, obviously, I'm doing this live. Other people are doing what they need to be doing right now, and we're working together to try and make this happen. This video isn't about, again, listen, I will follow up and give everybody the updates accordingly. But this video is a warning that they will come for your children, whether you believe in the vaccine or not, whether you believe in COVID-19 or not. Does that have any bearing on your child's mental health? Does that have any bearing on your child's well-being, welfare, upbringing? These are not beliefs, these are facts. Regardless, no one can argue with the facts. SARS-CoV-2 has not been isolated. Fact. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of freedom of information requests have been submitted. Not one has come back and said, yes, we have the evidence and can provide you with the evidence of SARS-CoV-2 being isolated. All of them have said, we don't have that evidence. We don't have that information. Latest being what happened with this Patrick guy in Alberta, Canada. Excuse me. This is wrong. What's happened? If somebody doesn't want a vaccine, they don't have to have a vaccine. These vaccines are dangerous. So you've only got to have a look at the yellow card system. That can't be argued with. That can't be disputed. And bearing in mind, that's approximately 10% of those that have had the vaccine have actually reported their adverse effects and their side effects and deaths. So you work it out for yourself. A child has been taken away from her father because, one, he wouldn't comply and conform and work with social services. In hindsight, could he have done it differently? Absolutely. Do we all make mistakes? 100%. Will we continue to make mistakes? 100%. Of course we will. We're human beings. We do what we think is right at the time. However, to detain a child for someone's for their father's beliefs and his views, which are facts, the vaccines are not safe. They do have adverse effects. They do have side effects, and one of those being death. Is he vocal about it? Yes. Is he wrong to have those views and those beliefs based on facts? No, he is not. Those of you that believe in the vaccines and believe they are safe, that is down to you. That is your opinion. Just like this gentleman's. However, his is backed by facts. I'm not here to ruffle any feathers with anybody. I'm not here to argue with anybody. I'm not here to start, feeding this division. I believe that everybody has their own opinion, and if they've done their research and they've come up with a conclusion, that is down to them. If you want the vaccine, go and have the vaccine. If you want a test, you go and have a test. If you believe that SARS-CoV-2 has been isolated and COVID-19 is out there, that's down to you. I have my opinion, you have yours. However, to take a child away from its father because of this isn't about social services. It really isn't. I'm not stupid. They were looking for an angle. They were looking for an excuse. And now they've got that child. His mental health is a concern to social services and the court. This child has been kidnapped. There's no other way of dressing it up. I don't care who you are, what your beliefs are, what you think. This child has been kidnapped. There was no warrant at the time when the police mob-handed arrived at the property to take this child away. There's been no paperwork served. This is kidnap. This is wrong. Parents, beware. More to come as and when I feel is necessary to update people. If you can all share a video of somebody falling over and that gets 5 million views, you need to share this. If you can share a video of some dickhead behind a screen talking to somebody in McDonald's pretending to be the voice of this screen, and that gets hundreds of thousands of views, you can share this video. This isn't the time for messing around now. This is deadly, deadly serious. And I've never been so serious in my life than to hear a father crying down the phone to me because his daughter has been taken against his will, against her will. or because of his views. I don't care about anybody's opinion on this one. I know where I sit on it. My moral compass is firmly in the right place. Having a child taken or separated from its parents to go to strangers into the care of a system where hundreds of thousands of children go missing. This is wrong. Hundreds of thousands of children get abused within social care. Fact. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a rumor. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. You need to safeguard your children. You need to be warned, and you need to understand that this has now happened. And if you send your children back to school in September, you are sending your children into a system, into a camp, into an area, into a property where they will be vulnerable. Do not send your children back to school, is my opinion, my advice, my suggestion. Why? Because they can come into the school and you won't even know about it. If they want to take your child away, all they've got to do is ask your child. All they've got to do is ask your child, what's your mum and dad's views on COVID-19, on the vaccines? Oh, they're not having it. Why? They don't believe in it. They think it's dangerous. Oh, really? Right, your mum and dad have got a mental health issue. Come with us. If you don't think that's going to happen, then I can't help you. But be warned, it's going to happen. As parents, I know everybody's circumstances are different. I understand that. Circumstances can prove to be difficult in making that decision. But what's more important, your job or your child? What's more important? Your coffee mornings or your child? What's more important, your career or your child? What's more important, Netflix, watching Good Morning Britain this morning, or your child? The safeguarding of your children should be the top of the list and should override everything. I know people have bills to pay. Think outside the box. Do something else. Get a work from home job. Do something. Get into your local community where you can find other children that are being home educated. Not homeschooled, home educated. This is what needs to happen. It needs to happen now. If you send your children back to school, I can't help you. And you have a responsibility of if you send your children back in September, when all the MPs get back off their holiday, hence why it's all very quiet out there at the moment, because they're all on holiday, they're all in their jolly ups, they're playing golf, they're jetting around the world on their holidays, doing everything that we're not doing and not allowed to do. If you want to protest, this is the best way you're going to protest. This is your best form of protesting. It's not sending your children into school. If you are a believer, if you have the views of that the vaccines aren't safe and that this whole thing is just does not make sense. Again, not out to upset anybody, not out to offend anybody. That's not my agenda here. My agenda is to warn parents that have the same views as myself that your children will be a target, and so will you if they class you to be mental. It's happened, and I believe they are trying to do this to make a case law and a step, like a foundation to build on, because they'll just roll it out. They want to see. Listen, they're not going to get a reaction, or they're not expecting the reaction that they're going to get. I have some of the best people working together with myself and this father to ensure this young 11-year-old, very sweet, loving kid that loves her daughter, dad and father dearly, who has a great bond, who they have a great bond with each other, who the father has struggled. He has struggled and he needs some support. But guess what? The system's not there for him. when he needs support. They're just there for him when social services want to obtain £30,000. Because social services, if you didn't know, is a private corporation that trades for profit. Don't believe me? Check it out. Dun and Bradstreet. Look up on Companies House the lot. They trade for profit. And guess who they worked with? The police. Guess who they got to do their dirty work? The police. Guess what they are? A private corporation that trade for profit. I wonder how that £30,000 is going to be divvied up. I wonder how that £30,000 is going to be spent. Where's that money going? Because this is what happens. And if you don't stand up and fight properly and do the right thing, no excuses. Oh, well, I can't, but I like my mornings. But I don't like having my kids at home. Enough now. Your children should be the most important thing in your life and the absolute top priority. And if they're not, shame on you. This isn't a time for messing around now. This is war against our kids. And you need to be warned, and you need to be very, very, very aware that it's been done. It's happened. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. It's happened. You make your own judgment, but I do need you to share this video far and wide. I need you to stick it on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your set, wherever. Put it everywhere, because this is the most important video I've ever done. And I've done some really important videos in hospitals, in police stations, out on the streets, giving people information, giving people solutions, giving people remedies, giving people options, unlike the pricks that stand in Trafalgar Square and stand on a stage and get treated like celebrities. This isn't the time for messing around. This now is the time for you all to plan ahead. You've got some time until your children are meant to be going back to school. Deregister your children properly. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research. Reach out to people that have done it. Ask them what they would have done differently if they could do it again. Listen to what people's mistakes have been. Listen to what people's successes have been. How people have got around it. I know if you're a single parent or if you're both parents that are together, both work, I understand. I do understand. You don't want to lose your houses. You don't want to lose a roof over your head. You want to be able to eat. I get all that. But you have time, and it's down to you to take that action as of now and to start thinking, what am I going to do? Can I get a job where I can work from home? Can I get in touch with the local community where other parents and other children are being home educated? Can we do, sharing between us of the time and educating the children? Can I reduce my hours? There are ways around it, but it's if you want it, if you want it bad enough. If you want it bad enough and you really don't want your children going back to school in September, and you don't want social services taking your children away, you've got to think differently as of this video, the time of watching this video right now. Because I tell you what, soon it's going to be too late. And I will die for this cause right now to make sure that this little girl, it gets back with her father. And I know the people around me are exactly the same. We have all been willing to drive 6, 7, 8, 10 hours to get to where this situation is happening right now. At the moment, none of us have to move because there's nothing we can do. Even if we go down there, all we can do is support this gentleman, this father. Unfortunately, we can't support this little girl in person, but we can support her from a distance. But if need be, we will go down to this place and we will go down there and do what's needed. Because what's happened today, what's happened over the last couple of days is kidnap. And it's unlawful, it's illegal, and it's immoral. We know the courts work in conjunction with social services. We know the social services work in conjunction with the police, and we know the courts work in conjunction with the police as well. This has got to stop, whether you believe in this narrative or not, regardless of your views. For somebody having a difference of opinion to the mainstream media and the government, okay, is not a crime. It does not mean you are mental. People take their children to church. That is a belief. I'm not having a go at people that are religious. Not at all. Be who you want to be. Believe in what you want to believe. We all have different beliefs. If we all believed in the same thing, the world would be a very boring place. Be a lot easier, but it would be a very boring place. However, is anybody going up to children that take their up to houses, to parents, to take children away because they take their children to church, take their children to mosques? Is anybody doing that? Didn't think so. Are parents being attacked by the police and having their doors smashed in, take children away because you're sitting there watching Love Island with your children? No. But somebody has a belief against the narrative and their child is taken away. That's all I've got to say right now. You have a responsibility for your own children, and you have a responsibility for sharing this video. Take the link, share it. Share it with people that are vocal. Share it with people that are not vocal. Share it with people that believe the narrative. Do what you want, but you've got to share it, and you've got to share it with everybody. This ain't for views. I don't, as you can see, there's no adverts on here. I'm not monetizing anything. I haven't done a video on here for a long, long time. I would have done it on Facebook had I not been on a ban, but that's how it is. Share this video and get it out there.